How about now, Denise? Is that better? Oh no, it didn't unmute us when we went. So that first few,
Okay, we'll
yeah.
start again.
Hey,
Hi.
everybody, go out, come back in. Oh my God.
You were saying?
I was saying, I am Robert, and call me Bobby. This is my good Joey friend. I was gonna say my good Judy, my good Judy Joey. Um, and we have been doing a series with the minor arcana and the major arcana, breaking down the cards, giving the general meanings of what the cards are, but specifically giving our interpretations, how we use these cards in readings. When we get new decks, you're supposed to cleanse your deck and then charge your deck. And when you charge your deck, you're basically programming that card with what you want the connection to be. Okay, you're creating those connections. Some of our connections are different than everybody else's. Hi, how you doing, Chris? He's popping in just to say hi. Um, Chris and I did a wonderful interview this morning where I got to know a lot more about him. So please check out that interview. Um, yes, so we may be looking at the same Ten of Cups, but it may mean something slightly different for us. So that's one of the reasons we're doing this. Plus, we're just card geeks and we love breaking down cards.
If it all meant the same, we wouldn't have so many readers. We wouldn't have so many different types of readers, and I think that's what makes us have different flavors. You go to one reader is going to say this, and another reader is going to say this. That's what makes us different, and I think that's absolutely necessary. Just like we have different hairstylists, we have different dentists, we have different chiropractors, because everybody does everything different, and we wouldn't
Tarot
want them all to be the same.
Tarot cards relate a human experience. We each have different human experiences.
Absolutely.
So even though it has a general meaning, how we approach that meaning may be completely different.
Yeah.
We've already gone through the major arcana, the suit of swords,
Yep.
the suit of wands.
Yep.
Now we're doing the suit of cups, and then we've got the suit of pentacles and the court card.
Yeah, I can't wait to get to those court cards.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I've already started preparing. I know that's going to be a contentious one for us. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get started.
Okay.
I'm going to be displaying with the Heaven and Earth deck, and Joey will be using the Vivid Rider-Waite. Radiant Rider-Waite.
Radiant Rider-Waite.
I don't know why I'm always thinking vivid. So you see, we've got two approaches, one very colorful and one very gray, one very dark. So
I think it kind of matches our outfit today.
Yeah.
A little bit,
Weird.
I'm bright and colorful today. It's just like my card.
Chris is gonna laugh at us when I say this, but it's been so cold here, you guys, because he's in Scotland. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. He says everyone's path in life is different. Yeah. And reading it will be different. Absolutely. And when you add different decks into that mix, it changes the vibe even more.
Absolutely.
So we have the Ace of Cups.
Yep.
You want to go first, my dear?
Sure. So the Ace of Cups to me reminds me of when the Grinch stole Christmas. And when his heart grows 3 sizes too big. And this to me, with the dove and going into the cup, and the cup flowing water out, it's just overflowing. That that saying, your cup runneth over. It means, for me, the cup symbolizes the heart, because that's what we're talking about. These are matters of the heart. For me, the cups are all about the emotions. So when you see this overflowing of the cup, you see this, you feel it in your heart, that everything is just getting bigger and bigger. Your heart chakra is opening. This is the ace, this is the beginning. So this is kind of what I felt like when I found out that I was going to have a granddaughter, because I didn't think that I was going to love anyone as much as I love my children. And then I found out I was going to have a granddaughter, and my heart literally grew 3 sizes. And so I was crying, and we see the water flowing out. It looks like tears. We see all these droplets of water. They look like tears because sometimes your heart is so full that it comes out your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And that is just this overflowing emotion, that you just can't contain. And that's what I feel with the Ace of Cups. It's just this overflow of emotion that's just too big for you.
When I see the Ace of Cups, yes, emotions. But this card specifically speaks of spirituality, like the little spiritual cross, the dove.
Sure.
This is divine love. Okay. This is cups, which contain all three water signs of the zodiac: Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. It contains all the energy, its potential that is untapped yet. It doesn't have a direction. It's untapped potential, raw energy, raw spiritual energy, raw psychic energy. Okay? This is the beginning. I love this ace. I really do. I think of all the aces, this ace right here with all of the flowy coming out, like you say, it is an overwhelming feeling. Okay, this is the excitement of untapped potential.
And when it's reversed in a reading, I give the advice that you need to have an emotional release of some kind. You need a good cry. And I will prescribe that they go home and they watch Still Magnolias.
Shelby.
Like, if you need a good emotional release, you need to watch something, or like read a good book that will give you that chicken soup for the soul kind
That
of feeling.
cathartic release.
Yes. And just release that, because somehow it's building up and you're not able to release it. It needs to go somewhere. It needs to release.
See, when I get it upside down, one of the things that I associate it with is illusions, false beliefs.
Okay.
Specifically on this deck, because the ace for some reason has a Neptune sign
on it.
Oh, okay. And that is the planet of dreams and illusions. So I think when I use this deck, that comes. Okay. It pops up automatically for me.
Nice.
The two.
The two.
The two of cups. I love our different approaches here.
I do too. I knew we were going to get them. I knew we were going to get them in the cups for sure. You go first this time.
I shall. My favorite part of this cup, this card, is the caduceus.
Yeah.
Okay. Not just because I follow Hermes, but because it symbolizes a coming together, an alchemy of the soul. Okay. And this is cardinal water Cancer. Cancer, love, coming together. It's also where you start a family, where you start your family lineage. Starts in this card right here.
Cancer rising.
I'm Leo Gemini rising.
Okay.
I'm fire and air. I blow up at drop of a hat. I love this card in a reading when it's face up because it says things are starting to change for you in a positive way as far as working together with other people, working together in an emotional relationship. Um, it's a meeting of the minds. It's the choice to follow love. And
Yes. Well, I also have the caduceus, you know, and in mine, and I see this card as perfect love and perfect trust. I see this as an agreement, a contract, an exchange. I see this as, all right, we're going into business together. This is a friendship. This is, I honor you, you honor me. I love the animal commercials that I'll get every time, every time, every time.
sure, they get them now.
Sarah McLaughlin,
Back in the
every
day,
time.
we had to watch those English muffin commercials to get a good.
Oh, man.
Those are brutal.
Yeah, but I get that. That's a good emotional release. But here, we have a binding contract. We have an agreement, a trust. You give me your cup, I'll give you mine. I love the caduceus because yes, there's a give and take. There's an exchange here. They're both on even ground. It's
The lion's head
yes,
is symbolic of growing passion.
yes. This is they're both this is the beginning of a wonderful friendship.
And we know twos are choices.
Hmm.
Think of it this way. This card is the choice to follow love.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
So I love that for this.
And then, when it's reversed,
Oh,
I can read this as a breakup or a destruction of that contract
that's exactly how
or a
it is.
mistrust,
Yeah.
breaking that contract, breaking that
A
balance.
difference of spiritual,
Yeah.
Yeah, an
Separation.
imbalance.
Yeah.
An imbalance spiritual.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
I thank you for remembering to do it upside down. I always forget.
I know some people don't read reversals. I used to be one of those people. And now I feel like it's important because it's kind of like it gets the whole picture for me a lot of times. So I tend to read reversals a lot in my readings.
We got the three. It's time to party.
We are family. I got all my sisters with me.
This deck is absolutely beautiful. I love this Heaven and Earth deck. I've bought it 4 or 5 times, and I keep giving it away. The local store doesn't
I
have
noticed
them.
the cups are very similar in imagery.
Yeah, I it's one of my favorite decks. So 3. This is called the card of abundance for a reason. It's that love is in abundance and you're sharing it. This is the harvest card.
Yep.
Okay? You're celebrating that harvest, that joy, and you're doing it with the people you love and care about, your family. Remember, I said this is Cancer. Cancer is your legacy card. That's about family, your lineage.
Absolutely. I've heard that this card, of course, it's like celebrating because of all the, bountiful harvest behind them. But I've heard that the 3 women symbolize the 3 graces.
Mm-hmm. I've heard that too.
And I love that interpretation too. I don't remember the name of the 3 graces.
Are we talking Clotho the
Faith.
Cat?
Yes.
And
Yes.
Atropos?
Or you can do faith, hope, and charity.
Faith, hope, and charity.
But
Faith,
this is
the
the time to
norms.
celebrate. Look what we've accomplished. Look what we've done. Our plans have come to fruition. Let's party. Now is the time to celebrate that. you know. And then when I get it reversed, maybe you're partying a little too hard. Maybe it's
Mhm.
time to put the drink down and get back to work a little bit, maybe.
When I see
Um,
it reversed, I tell my clients the same thing almost every time the party's over.
Party's over. Yeah, time to clean up the mess, get your life back together, and get back to work.
Do I love this deck here because it gives you the planets that are associated with it also. This has Mercury and Jupiter associated with it. So that's communication, that's in
Mhm.
abundance, and Jupiter is growth and
Yeah,
expansion.
there
So
you
this is
go.
all good, loving feelings just growing and being shared. Right? I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm watching what you guys are saying. And still on the crybaby movies. Now, yeah, when it is upside down, the party's over. There's no growth. There's no expansion. This could mean something that I don't tell my clients. Could be a pregnancy that didn't come to fulfillment. Yeah,
Mm,
that birth didn't happen. That three, that expansion didn't grow. I'm not gonna tell
mm.
somebody that. That's not my place. Okay, that's between them and their gods. Um, I will say I'll ask around the card and say, what does this person need to know so this won't happen? They may need to calm their mental attitude. They need to calm their tits. They may need to. They just need to pull back and watch certain aspects of their life. So don't throw something out that you're not willing to find a solution for. And you're reading. Next up, we've got the Four of Cups.
Mr. Pouty Pants doesn't want to pay
Mr.
attention
Pouty
to
Pants.
Mr. Pouty Pants doesn't want to pay attention to the popcorn in the sky.
Hmm,
It just looks like a popcorn kernel is why
I
I
can
say
see
that.
that. Now, you go first.
Okay. So right here, what I see in this card is we've got this grumpy guy who has his pouty pants on. And he's staring at these three cups in front of him and he's dissatisfied. Even though he has these three cups, he's he's obviously dissatisfied. But he's unwilling to look around to try and better the situation because if he would just look to his right, he would see this beautiful cup that is this wonderful opportunity or could be potential opportunity right next to him. But he's so busy being bitter that he's missing something. He's missing this opportunity or this potential that is right next to him.
I see that.
And it's frustrating because I want to slap this dude. And, because he's obviously crossing his arms over his heart.
Mr. OD.
Hey, and he's he's despondent. He's, I've been around people like this like my whole life that just want to complain, that they'll go to a restaurant just to complain about something. They're just complainers. They just want to bitch about something. I always tease that they'll go to heaven and complain that their cloud is too soft, kind of
Miss
people.
Charity says it reminds her of a moody teenager.
Very much so. Like, never grateful for anything. No matter what they have, they don't have enough. And you miss things. Pouting in your room, you're going to miss some wonderful opportunities that are happening around you.
So a couple things about this card. The first thing, fours in some of the suits, stability,
Mm-hmm.
happiness, joy. Okay, like the Four of Wands. It's a
Right.
big part
Right.
because that canopy is set up. Okay, what'd she say?
Maybe the cup in the sky is the Wi-Fi
I
for their
love it.
cell phones. That's great.
Um, hand me down.
I had to pick mine back up. It was so good.
The in fours can be structure stability,
Mhm.
but that stability happens with the canopy by pulling them taut, by causing tension.
Right.
Okay, so this card takes that tension to a bad place. Okay, it's not supporting anything anymore. Now it's a source of tension.
Right.
Right. This is a card of dissatisfaction. It's called blended pleasure.
They're not 420 lollipops. I wish they were 420 lollipops.
No, we'd be a lot happier. But if you want some 420,
We've got that too. We've got that too.
we're grown ass witches. We'll do what we want. So, and that smells so good.
Mm-hmm. Blackberry Kush, baby.
Blackberry. We were just talking about blackberry. Blended pleasure. The moon is associated with this card. Things that are hidden, things you're keeping to yourself, secrets that are causing tension. Okay. When it's upside down, to me, this is emotional tension at its worst. This is where the canopy is ready to collapse in on.
Yeah.
It's just in a bad situation. The energy of the moon is taking over.
Like he's seeing it, but he still doesn't want it.
Yeah.
Being too damn stubborn. Like, I'll take you out for ice cream. I'll take you shopping. No, I don't want any of that. Just want to be left alone.
Yeah.
You know?
Since the energy of the moon is in play, that he may have false illusions about something, may not be seen clearly. Blended pleasure. It'll get you every time.
Yeah.
And now,
This lovely, bright, shining card.
the Five of Cups. The loss in pleasure card is what it's called. This is a card that is ruled by Scorpio.
I'm not surprised.
Scorpio is a difficult sign and a complicated sign. Fives in tarot are conflict, instability. The stability of fours is gone when you put another table leg right in the center, and that leg is an inch too long. That table, bar tables. Every time I go to a bar and sit down, the table's doing this. Okay, that's a five. In this case, this gentleman is wanting something else. He's wanting what's spilled. He's wanting what's gone. He's not paying attention to the two remaining cups behind him. He's a dumbass. Okay, I'm not going to tell that to a client either. But when this card shows up, you're crying over spilt milk. All right, you're crying on the wrong thing. Stop stressing over about what's gone. It's time to take care of what you have. If your relationship has ended, I'm sorry for that. I truly am. But you've got kids at home that need you.
Exactly.
Okay. So you're not paying attention to the important factors around you in an emotional setting.
That's what depression is.
Yeah.
That is literally the definition of depression. But if you look really closely at the Rider-Waite card, you'll see, I'm going to try to get you on this one. I'm going to try, here we go. I'm going to try.
Yeah.
But if you look at the spilled cups, I'm going to get up and get real close here. If you look at the filled cups here, you'll see that 2 of the spilled cups are wine and 1 is a green substance. That is poison. So, not all is lost. You might have saved your life.
I see that now.
Did I get you?
You got me.
Yes! I got him again!
You got me.
So, yes, 2 of those cups was wine, but 1 was poison. 1 could have saved your life. So, yeah, you lost, but you also saved your life.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good way. Close to the call.
So, yeah. So there needs to be a little tiny bit of gratitude in there, but he doesn't have that.
Let's talk about the bridge and the castle.
Okay, the bridge and the castle.
The bridge, the water, the castle.
Mm-hmm.
All 3 very important things.
The bridge. What do you see?
Okay, the water.
Go ahead.
The water is the same water that's been running through the tarot all along.
Yes.
That's your subconscious. All right.
From the high priest.
That's from the high priestess to the major arcana card. We had a blast. Trust, love, I will. But still, I'm required to deliver messages in a proper way. It's just this is your subconscious. The bridge is a way over the pain.
Yeah.
Okay, into happiness with the castle. All right. Yes, your cups are spilled. Look behind you. There's not only 2 remaining cups. There's a bridge that'll take you to safety and happiness.
Yes.
Okay. Unfortunately, this card is ruled by Scorpio and Mars. So we've got the energy of Mars, which is aggressive, headstrong. You can't tell it anything. Once they make up their mind, that's it. Okay. And the energy of Scorpio.
Stubborn.
Stubborn, everything's ruined. Oh my God, what now? Okay. It's also defensive.
Yeah.
Scorpio is the most defensive sign. I mean, they got a big ass stinger on their tail. Right? Moving on to the next card. I love her wife. Her wife is one of my dear. Yes, this card is you may have lost in pleasure, but there's so much more ahead if you'd only become aware of it.
Yeah. What a great card to analyze.
Oh,
But I want to say when it's reversed, you're taking that cloak of depression off. You're picking yourself up off the ground. You're getting your head on straight. And you're getting on with your life. All reversed 5s are release cards. You're letting go. You're releasing all that tension and you're moving on. It's good. All 5s are good reverse cards for me. For me, in my practice, all 5s reversed are release, letting those go.
Yeah, we should mention that both of us do have professional tarot practices and master practices that we work on. So this is not just something we do for fun, although it is incredibly fun.
Yeah.
This is who we are. And we use the cards to help bring clarity to ourselves and our clients.
Absolutely.
When this card is reversed for me, it could mean they're just not going to see the truth of it, that they're not going to see they have something waiting for them, and you're going to need to bitch slap them. Let the gods take them down a peg. Okay, so Miss D had to rush. Her husband just got home. Yeah, so like you say, 5s are release, but at times, depending on what cards are paired with it,
for sure,
that release either is happening, about to happen, has happened, or will never happen. Those are the only choices you get. All right. Look at the cards around it to figure out what it is.
Perfect.
So, before we go on to the next card, you guys, speaking of our professional practices, Joey, is it true you make magical products?
I do.
If only we had a commercial about that. I love your products. I really do.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your help with that video, by the way. And my wife, Nicole, who shot that video. That was fun to make. But yes, you can go to my website at theveiledwitch.com. You use the code word veiled, you get free shipping. Don't miss out on that free shipping, by the way.
I know you will for people close to you, but do you do custom, like?
Yes, custom request. If I have it and I have the availability to make it, I will do custom orders for sure. Especially if it's a deity oil that you want. That's my specialty. If you have a deity and anointing oil that you would like to have, Bobby knows I will make you.
Yeah, she made me some wonderful
your own oil. I actually have found out that I can make it in a day instead of 5 weeks now. So there's a bonus. Yes.
So back to the fun stuff.
Back to the fun stuff.
We have in our hot little hands the Six of Cups, also called the Nostalgia card. Pleasure is what its Golden Dawn name is. Oh, Denise's beautiful video.
Oh, thank you. It was a group effort, so we appreciate it.
This is a card of Scorpio still, but now we have the sun in play. The sun trumps anything negative. You can't have a card next to the sun without the sun outshining.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got a difficult card and the sun pops up next to it, or a sun card pops up next to it, chances are that energy's trumping the negativity. At least that's how I read it.
Right. Right.
This is a card of looking back fondly in the past, reaching back to those emotions you had of innocence, childhood, when you need that break and your spirit is wanting to reconnect with your past. That's what this card is. Like, what am I trying to say? I'm confusing myself. It's time for me to pass to you. What?
Yeah, I don't usually see it as a nostalgia card.
Really?
I see it totally different way. I see this as a vulnerability card. I see this as kind of coming forth as kind of a vulnerable person, coming out and kind of saying, this I give to you, but not expecting anything back. This is kind of like stepping forward and taking a chance and just giving something and not expecting anything back. So I that's what I get with this, because the older child is giving to the younger child, and not really expecting anything back. And you can tell they are children. And so I kind of see what you're saying about like nostalgia, but I also get kind of like this inner child
Mhm.
kind of vibe with this card. And when we work with that inner child, we're working with that vulnerable side of ourselves. And just putting ourselves out there and really kind of just
When
having
we
that vulnerability to do that.
we had the stability of the fours. Well, first we had the energy, untapped energy of the aces, which then found polarity and duality in the twos, allowing it to expand in the
Mhm.
threes, finding stability or tension in the fours. Fives is the difficult card we talked about. That's conflict.
Mhm.
Sixes are a rebalancing out of
Mhm.
that conflict. Sixes are like, okay,
Yeah.
back on my track.
Right.
Okay,
And sometimes you have to be vulnerable to get back out there. You have to.
absolutely.
Yeah.
When it's reversed,
I think you are kind of holding yourself back a little bit from wanting to be vulnerable. If you're holding yourself back a little bit and maybe kind of weary of others, maybe, and not wanting to stick your neck out quite yet.
when I see the Six of Cups upside down, sixes on the tree of life are representative of Tiferet.
Mm.
It's right in the center. That's where all the balance happens.
Mm.
Everything meets right there. That's the good times. Okay, it's called the Christ consciousness. That's where this card is happiest. When it's upside down, there's an imbalance going on.
Mhm.
Okay? That balance that is found in Tiferet isn't there. So be aware.
Yeah. You know, I understood your interpretation too. This is how we learn.
I love it when Joey comes over and plays.
With my cards.
I always learn something new, and I hate it. Not that I hate
You
it.
love it.
I do love it. It's just it's like kicking myself in the butt. Why didn't I know that? Why didn't I know that?
Well, I think that this is how we grow and this is how we learn. And when we do this, it kind of feels like this is what our ancestors did. You know,
Yeah.
this is how they learned, you know, so it's natural. What we're meant to be doing.
We have the Seven of Cups.
I love this card.
I do too. My friend Ken calls it the eeny meeny miny mo.
Yes! So the eeny meeny miny. Catch a tiger by its tail. If it hollers, make it pay. Yes, very much so.
Mhm. So the cups that are floating in the air aren't just cups floating in the air. They all have something in them. Those cups are all indicative of a major arcana card.
Really? See, now you got
Gotcha.
me. You got me.
We've got the first cup with the woman's head as the Empress, the
Okay.
High Priestess, the Lovers, the Tower,
Oh,
the Devil,
oh,
the
all the riches.
Wheel of Fortune. Oh, shoot. I'm forgetting one. I think I said those out of order.
The snake in the devil? Or no, it's the lovers.
No, that's the Lovers. The dragon is the Devil, I think. Yeah. Yes, I believe that's
What's
right.
up the
That's the laurel wreaths for victory. That's the Wheel
now
of
why
Fortune.
does it have a skull on it?
Because the fortune could go either way.
Mm. Okay, what about the riches? What about the jewels?
That's a good question. I don't remember.
Just gonna look it up.
Yeah. See my notes real quick. While I look this
didn't
up,
know that?
Yeah, they are indicative of
While
major
you
arcana
look that
cards.
up, you want me to talk about what the card
Yes.
means to me? To me, this is all about choices versus illusions. He's in the shadow. So this to me means he's in the subconscious. These are not realized, these are not physical options. These are illusions. They're in the clouds, which is in our mind, right? These are all his dreams. These are all illusions. And so I don't really see these as options in the physical world. I see these all as illusions or dreams. I think these are aspirations. These are maybe possibly goals that he could possibly attain. These may be wishes, going along with dreams, but they are unrealized. So they're not grounded. They're not on the physical plane.
Those two, the laurel wreath and the fortune, are confusing me. I can't remember. Oh! I remember. Oh, thank God. I was gonna kill myself right now. That is the wheel of fortune, and that is the world.
Okay.
That is the world.
Okay. All right.
Ah, you guys don't know, okay? You guys don't know the stress. When I see this card, this person has a choice of which path they want to follow. Do they want to follow romance, spirituality?
Gotcha.
Do they want to follow the path of riches? Do they want to travel?
Mm-hmm.
This is now the last card of Scorpio. We're about to head into Pisces, which is the sign of dreams. That's where this starts. He's starting to choose his dreams. Okay.
So when it comes up in a reading,
there's its traditional name is called illusory success. That the success you're having may be an illusion.
Okay.
That's one interpretation. Another one is it is associated with Mercury. So this card asks that you communicate your needs, communicate your desires to either the world or somebody specific or yourself. Okay, a lot of these communications need to happen between you and yourself.
Yeah.
Pick
one.
Pick one.
Pick one.
When it's turned upside down, I see this as somebody who's deadlocked. They can't figure out what to do with their life.
Yeah.
They may be
Can't
caught.
See his options.
Yeah. They may be caught in illusions. Okay. They may be smoking too much. I don't know. Which
have no direction, have no
direction.
goals. Yeah.
Have no. That's something I want to point out. Yes, we do smoke, but we work for asked of God. Okay? So just because somebody smokes doesn't mean they aren't worthy of.
I'm highly functional.
Highly functional. Well, it slows me down because without it, my brain is all over the place. And I can't function. Yeah. And it takes care of the pain. So now we've got the Eight of Cups. This is a difficult one.
It is. I have so many different feelings about this card. At first, I thought I have so many. And like I said, it really does depend on the cards around it. But for me, I can't help but look at the moon and know that it's an eclipsed moon. So I keep that in the back of my head. Now, the person who is in this it appears he or she, they are walking away from what appears to be something very stable, something almost perfect. But here's the thing. One, they're wearing red, which can sometimes be passion, but can sometimes be anger. And there are a lot of steep mountains, which in symbology can be obstacles, right? Combine the passion and maybe anger with steep obstacles and the fact that the moon is eclipsed. Could they be leaving in anger? They could be leaving in anger. They could be what I call rage quitting. Man, fuck this. I'm out. Emotions are high during eclipses.
Mhm.
They could be leaving a situation when they are highly emotional. And they could regret it when they get up this mountain and realize how big these obstacles really are. And they could have regret. That's one interpretation. Now, another interpretation is on the flip side, no matter how perfect something seems, it's just not right. And no matter how big the obstacles are, they have to leave for the sake of their own sanity.
Mhm.
But it all depends on the cards around it. But I just can't get rid of that eclipsed moon in the back of my mind, because decisions made during an eclipse are not always the best ones.
Right. Emotions.
Heightened emotion. So I'm kind of back and forth in this card.
This card is an 8. 8s are 2 4s. It should be stability. So, what this person, I'm going to tell you something else before I tell you. This is a Pisces card. Pisces is a mutable sign. They prepare for the next season, which is the beginning of the year. So, the energy of seeking something, specifically water related, spirituality, seeking. Do we not do a reversed?
I haven't done a reverse on this yet.
No, we're still talking about these. The energy of Pisces and Jupiter and Mercury is here. So when I add those 3 together with the stability, a rebalancing and fortitude of the 8, what I get is this person may need to leave to find their spiritual center again. They may need to do this. Now, the energy of Mercury is very mental, it's very thoughtful. So it's not just a journey of emotions that they're on a journey of thought as well. They're reconciling the different parts of that. In my card, I like it because you see the water is tumbling down. And to me,
and you don't have an eclipse moon.
No. To me, I have a little face in it, the man in the moon, but it's in the final face. This card is called Abandoned Success. They're leaving something that is a sure thing to try to find something new, and they feel that strongly about it that they're willing to do it. And when it's reversed,
this is kind of the equivalent of, I would say, the saying staying for the kids comes to mind. Staying in a situation, knowing that it's not quite right, but staying anyway to pacify the situation, knowing that it could be better, but staying anyway. Not always the best decision, right?
that's the energy of Pisces. That's an illusion.
Yeah. Or just holding on to hope that it's going to get better, but knowing deep down it's probably not. you know. Yeah, it's that kind of, yeah, it's like staying at a job that you hate,
Ah,
right? And but knowing that, well, I'd have to start over somewhere else. I'll just suffer, and not want to start over. But sometimes we have to do that because otherwise we'll die inside.
Die a little more each day.
Die a little more each day. Yes.
Yeah, when I see this card reverse, it's an unwillingness to accept that.
Right. But sometimes we have to bite the bullet, right? Like I said, sometimes it can be just the way we feel today. These are minor cards, right? They're a day. They're not major cards like an era in our life. We may feel this way today, but it's just a day. Tomorrow could be totally different. But if we're fooling ourselves into thinking that it's going to turn around and that day never comes, maybe we need to think it over a little bit and do some real evaluation. Yeah. Maybe go back to that 7 of Cups and start thinking a little bit about what we want in life, truly.
So the next card we have is the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups is interesting because he's one of the only cards in the deck that's seated facing. Okay? The only cards that are like that outside of this is the 4 of Pentacles but mainly the Court cards.
Mm-hmm.
This guy has lofty thoughts about himself. Okay.
I know he's so smug.
Yeah, he really thinks he's royalty. This
does.
is a card of material happiness, and yes, he's well off, but it's gone to his head.
He looks like John Travolta. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He looks like John Travolta a little bit, doing his little disco dance. In my card, babe. I saw a meme about it a while back. But what I want to know out of this card, yes, he's very prideful and he's got all his cups showing him off, but what's behind the blue curtain? What is he hiding?
That's interesting.
What are you hiding?
Card too.
What are you hiding? What secret? It reminds me of when I used to go check my teenager's room for his room being cleaned. And okay, well, what's under your bed? And every time I'd look under their bed and like dirty socks and, gross stuff under there. And I'm like, your room's not clean until you clean under your bed. So like, what is under there? What is behind that curtain? What do you have to hide, sir?
We're jaded.
What's behind the curtain? Because if you look up the symbology, a curtain or a veil is showing a distinction from what you can see and what you're not allowed to see. What are we not allowed to see?
The Wizard of Oz.
Exactly.
What's behind the curtain?
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Now, do
they have dead bodies behind? I mean, what?
This
what
is
he
wanted to. This
Yeah.
is emotional.
Right. And you see that with all the blue in this picture.
Yeah. This is Pisces. This is Jupiter. This is expansion. Okay, so this man has everything he needs. He has his needs met. Unfortunately, it's going to his head. And like Jody says, we don't know what the backstory is.
Mm-hmm.
When it's upside down, it could mean material trouble.
The curtain could come down and he could be exposed for hiding what he's hiding.
That. If it's material happiness this way, this is material unhappiness. Okay, so this could be the start of something difficult. Actually, if I were to get this in a reading, upside down, I would stay there in the middle of something difficult.
Mhm.
That I'll explain later one-on-one why.
You can't always get what you want.
Yeah, I like this card. I do. But I think you said you nailed it. The first thing you said was he's arrogant.
He is arrogant. He's a pompous ass. What I'm he's sketch.
He's sketch.
He's sketch. I want to know what's behind the curtain. I'm nosy. I'm nosy. I want to know what's behind that curtain.
We have the 10. Look at how pretty yours is compared to my gray one.
Well, because there's a rainbow.
Even my rainbow is gray.
Oh, I got a little bit of pastel color, a little bit of pastels in there.
It's still a cool card. This is a card of perfected success, is what its Golden Dawn name is. This is called the Happily Ever After card a lot of times.
What?
Right.
Sorry.
This is the union that took place between the man and woman at the beginning.
Mhm.
They've gone through the entire suit of cups together. Now they have kids running around. They've perfected their life together. This card has the energy of Pisces and Mars. So this is a card of seeking for the future. This is a card of focusing on
Hey, it
family.
matches. It matches my
Oh, yeah, it does, doesn't it? This is
I'm gonna be a
also
super downer about this card.
yeah, I'm about to say something too. This is a 10. Okay. 10s are the end of something. When it's I don't know. Sometimes I can just read the end of something as is. But usually it's reversed or it has pairing cards with it. What's your downer?
Okay, listen, I am not about to poop on anybody's rainbow here. But one, it is the completion card. But how long do rainbows last?
Oh, why would you say that? Oh,
I'm
now it's in my
sorry,
head.
okay.
Oh, it goes with the 10.
These are minor arcana cards. They're
Yeah.
not major arcana cards. So this is a day. Yes, this is a beautiful day, but they're going to have to get those kids in. They're going to have to take a bath, and they're going to wrangle those kids, and their kids are not going to want to go to bed in time. This is reality for me. This is one picture of a life. And this is a great picture, but it's one picture, one moment in their life. And that's great for one moment.
For one moment.
And
I like that it is a completion of their life together.
this is great for about 5 minutes, but it's not reality because you don't wake up to a rainbow, you don't go to bed to a rainbow. You know, not everything is perfection.
Yeah, in part the energy of Pluto does come into play here. So transformation is coming. Oh, Heather, what up, girlfriend? She says hi.
Hello.
I love Heather.
So, not to be a downer, yes, if you're asking how is my relationship going, and you get the 10 of cups, it's going great right now. Today's great.
I'm not going to tell them that.
It's going really good. The energy today is
They
great.
asked about today, exactly.
Today you're doing great.
If it came upside down, I would have to say so.
Upside down, you're not having a great day, but you got to remember it's a day. Minor arcana, one day. Keep that in mind. Even if you get the 3 of Swords, it's a bad day. One day.
When you get a 10 upside down, big 10 of Swords, that sun is there to tell you.
It's a bad day.
It's a bad day. that no, a new day is coming.
It's not the tower. It's just a bad day. I have a video on my channel that is minors versus majors that I highly recommend if you want to watch it to understand what I'm saying.
The Veiled Cottage Witch.
Yeah, that you can understand the difference between minors versus majors, because I make some good points in there that you can tell the difference in a reading, the difference between a minor card reading and a major card reading.
Here's something else when it's reversed that I've read before. You're paying too much attention to each other and not paying attention to us. Because
Okay.
if you look, they're staring lovingly at each other, enjoying their time
Mhm.
together, which is fine, but they're neglecting everything else around them. And so that is a danger that can be
Sure.
read into it. It depends on the reader and
Mhm.
surrounding cards. That's it. I believe we've still got the water running through here too.
Mhm.
That water that sprang from the High Priestess. She is in this deck or this suit a lot, obviously, because it's water. Joey, is there anything else about the suit of cups that strikes you?
Oh, I wanted to say that I haven't been saying this, and you reminded me when I brought it up. I do have major arcanas that I like to assign to the suits, and I wanted to do that today, and I wanted to show you guys. Choke on this sucker. What I think is the perfect major arcana card for the cup. You can do this too.
Okay. What are you doing?
I mean, if you were to say this was the major arcana card that was in charge of the suit, and for me, Temperance is in charge of the cup because she's got her two cups. She's standing with 1 foot in the water, 1 foot out of the water. She imbibes, yes, temperance. She imbibes what I feel is the cup. Now, the last ones we did were swords.
Mm-hmm.
To me, swords, justice is in charge of swords. For
I can
me,
see that.
justice.
See, for me, it's the Emperor.
The emperor, okay. For me, the emperor is in charge of wands. It's got all that fiery ram energy.
For me,
The
Leo.
star, my two. Yeah, okay. Love this conversation. So I picked the emperor for wands, and for pentacles,
Yes.
I've chosen the empress.
For wands. Strength.
Strength for wands, beautiful. I love that. The empress for wands. And I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for Earth, definitely
Yeah.
the Empress for me.
Yeah.
Pentacles.
Yeah. See, we got the same one. But yeah, that's just something that I teach in my Tarot 101 class that are just kind of, they're like the lords and ladies of the suits there for me.
I get that.
Yeah. So that's just something I wanted to share. Thank you for letting me share that. Oh, thank you for agreeing with me on the Justice card for swords. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the given.
Yeah.
Heather joins us right when we're signing off.
Oh, yeah. Are there any questions that you guys have for us?
Yes. Please ask. All three.
All three of you.
Well, because I tend to schedule at the same time other people are having their shows.
For sure. For sure.
It's hard for me to find out who's got what going on. But the Suit of Cups as a whole, for me, is illusion and emotion.
Mm-hmm.
So that illusion could be love.
Mm-hmm.
It could be lack of love. It's just that you're not seeing clear. You're seeing through a filter of emotion. You're not thinking with this. You're thinking with this.
Ooh, Magician for Wands. I like that. I like that.
Yeah. In some decks, he has a. Is it this one? Yeah. He has a caduceus
Mhm.
over in the corner.
Yeah.
I love the decks that have that. The caduceus is awesome because it's alchemy in motion. I love that.
I'm going to be reading a book for my dissertation. I'm working on my PhD in metaphysical science. I am going to read a book called Personal Alchemy by Amber Wolf. That's this thick. I just finished a book that was this thick. Now I'm going to start a book off this thick.
I'd be like, do they have an audiobook?
I'm sure they do. But for me, the cups are how we relate to the world and how we relate to each other.
Joe Monteleone on YouTube has a video where he talks about the same thing, cups, on how we relate to the world, how we experience.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
How I feel about the High Priestess for cups. I like that interpretation for the cups, especially since she represents water and the unconscious.
The water cards are the High Priestess for the moon, the Chariot for Cancer, Pisces. Who's Pisces?
I think the only reason why I didn't choose her and I chose the Temperance is because Temperance has the actual cup that she's using. It was a tough decision, but I went with.
The Hanged Man is actually a very watery card.
Yeah.
The letter for the Hebrew letter is Mem.
Joey, that
water.
sounds amazing. Congrats on the metaphysical.
Right?
Thank you very much.
We're all impressed with that.
I've read so many books that I'm starting to like read the same things over and over again, and I'm just like,
totally worth
it's
it.
a
Though.
lot.
She knows her biz.
It's a lot of self-study. I've gone through the courses for the University of Metaphysics Sedona, and now to get my PhD, I have to write 10,000 words, and I have to have 20 sources.
Okay.
So that's a lot of research. And I've got maybe 9 books under my belt at this point.
How many more do you have to do?
I have to have 20 sources. But some can be videos.
Right.
But you know me, I'm a bookworm.
Yeah.
No, I graduated. I'm a book dragon.
A book dragon.
I'm a book dragon. Yes, I am.
Anyway, you guys, we want to thank you for being here with us today.
Sedona is beautiful. I don't actually have to go to Sedona. It is actually like a correspondence school. So
Heather's in the process of moving.
Well, I'm jealous because I love Sedona too.
Well, she's not moving to Sedona. She's moving to, what was it, Oregon, Heather? I'm really bad at remembering. Yeah. So we still have a couple videos ahead of us. We have Pentacles.
Yep, we're going to do Pentacles.
And then after Pentacles, the one that I've been waiting
Court cards.
Court cards. We're going to assemble all the courts together in one room for your guys' benefit. Yeah, she's moving to South Oregon. The court cards, please tune in, tell your friends, because
it's gonna
we're
be a riot.
both gonna be learning things that we didn't know about it. I know. I can already tell. She's got surprises in store. I know Joey. Anyway, you guys, we love you.
I missed it, really.
And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant.